Hi, everybody. My name is Miss Diana Hole, and I'm here to introduce you to Dead by Gaylight, the LGBTQIA2 plus and beyond. Today, I am joined by five amazing panelists, and I'm here to introduce to you all of them today. Let us go in order. Let's start with Dear.
Oh, hi, I'm Dear Queen. My name is Dear. Let's play What You Fear. I like to play scary games here on Twitch. Ooh. And I'm the founder of Team Stream Queens. We're having Stream Queens Con. I'm so excited.
Beautiful, beautiful. Uh, Let us go now on to Ividius515.
Hello, I'm Avidius. I'm your busty, bearded, beer loving babe here on Twitch, and I play a heck of a lot of Dead by Daylight, and I'm excited for this panel today.
Thank you. And now our box ghost.
Hello. I'm a survivor main. I love DVD and I've been playing it for years.
Beautiful.
Newly out.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Next up, Eval Queen.
Hello, my name is Eve L. Queen, and I'm the prettiest bitch you've ever seen. You can check me out on my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Eve L. Queen, where I am maybe the #1 Death Slinger main.
Mm. And then we have Miss Elixir9.
Hi everyone, I'm Elex. I am a huge fan of Dead by Daylight. Also partner with Dead by Daylight through the Fog Whisperer program. I used to be a survivor main, but now I'm actually a killer name and the #1 bruja/hag in all of the Milky Way.
Beautiful, beautiful. Now, today we have a lot of topics to go over, but before we get started, I would like to let you all know that throughout the panel, we will be giving away codes for the DLC, A Binding of Kin, as well as the base game of Dead by Daylight. You will be prompted to join with exclamation point DBD in the chat. And I believe, why don't we get one started right now, actually? Let's get one started
Yes.
right off the bat.
Give it to the kids.
So we will have exclamation point DBD in the chat, and you will be entered in. And there you go. Okay. So our first section of the panel we will be doing is LGBT Q2IA plus representation in the game. Now, this has been a very interesting topic for everybody in the Dead by Daylight community, especially since a lot of the community is very LGBTQ presenting. And so the first question that I would like to ask of you, of my lovely panelists, is on pride charms and whether they should be included into the game or not, and if so, how would you implement them?
Should we? Are you calling on anyone, or should we just?
We'll
jump
start.
at it?
You can jump at it. Well, for this one, we'll jump at it.
Okay. Well, I would say I would love to have like flags like pride flags in general, like gay pride, trans pride. Every single flag would be amazing as a little charm, but I would love them to give us a gay character, a trans character, just like give us more representation, because we do have like all the cosmetics that we all want. We've got like shirtless David, we've got people like, I would love people in bikinis and stuff too, but I would just like to see like concrete representation. Because I infer plenty. Like I'm like David and Felix and Jeff are all in it, like they have a threesome, and like, Kate and Naya kiss every night, but like I have to infer that. I would like them to say like, this is a lesbian, this is a gay guy, this is a trans person, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Because there's plenty of characters. We're bound to have some representation for the queer community in there somewhere.
It's nice to have that concrete, because I don't want to go ahead and be like making guesses and assuming and all that stuff. I want a story. I want lore that their identity is in the forefront. I don't want to make a guessing game of it. I want it to be there. I want that representation.
I think we, as queer people, adapt to, or like we cling on to certain characters, like, oh, this is my main, or this is the person that I really identify with. But it would be great if it was more explicit, of like, I mean, not that kind of explicit, but just like something that says, hey, like, I want to wear a rainbow charm, or I want to wear a non-binary charm. I want something that, even though I identify with this game in a certain way, it'd be nice to have it relate to something that also is outside of the game as well.
Yeah.
I agree. They earlier this year for Pride Month, they actually created a bunch of crows with little flags on them, representing each little thing. So I thought it'd be really cool. Like they already have the art implemented. They might as well put it in game because they've I don't know if you guys have seen them. They're really cute. They've got little aces and like pride flags and all that stuff. So like to have like a little crow charm, which is totally on brand for DVD, and they've already got the art made and stuff like that, would be awesome.
Yeah, those are the better Twitch TV ones, right? Like they weren't on
Yeah,
Twitch,
they have them
but
on. Yeah, they have them on BTTV, and I believe they also have them on Discord. I used the Pan one for Pan Week. That's cute.
cute.
I like them. Like they already
I
have
love all of
art
those.
made.
I would love something tangible within the game. So piggyback backing on what Evie was saying earlier with the charms. Like I would love to have something tangible with representation. Also have some, ally charms. So if people are allies and they want to equip that, they don't feel left out. They also have something that they could sport out there. But having just something to really represent who you are would be amazing. And just really incorporating like what Box was saying earlier is really integrating those icons that they made for BTTV and Discord and really making charms out of that. And that way we have something tangible within the game that we can run around with and be super excited, proud, and empowered to have.
And how many times do you see a username? That's probably the best way we can express ourselves as queer individuals outside of
Yes.
streamers. It's like, it'd be nice to just be like, hey, your name is Jeff, but I see you're wearing a rainbow charm. It's like, because how many times do you have a really great match and you get a friend invite from Steam? It's like, it'd be nice to be able to connect with those people in a different way than like, Dom Top Daddy 69 as a username.
Yeah. I was gonna say
something a little bit more
game chat. They're not like, sis, why'd you kill me, sis? And you're like,
that would be amazing.
I was gonna say, like, how many times do we see like Hex Twink or like Choke Me Daddy Myers, like
gay daddy? Yeah.
I'm actually really glad that you brought this up, Ividius, because that leads into our second question was how do you want to see the game be more inclusive? And I feel like what you said, like having those identifiers is a really good idea. That way we're not Hex Twink all the time or Dom Daddy 69.
I mean, we still can be, but it would be nice to have other ways too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I love that. And it's not within the game, but I mean, as a company behavior or Dead by Daylight, the way they represent the game, I think they're really raising the bar. Not a lot of gaming companies put, drag queens on their front, social media page. We had that opportunity. Dear Drag Trashly and myself were on there for, was it Pride Month, you guys? I can't even remember.
It was in June.
It was Pride. Yep, and they put us all over Twitter, all over their Instagram, and it was just I was literally put in tears that they did not care. And the level of inclusivity and just the diversity to be able to do this as a well-known game that is increasing like by so much by the year, and to like put drag queens talking about Dead by Daylight being funny is just to me super amazing and speaks so much on the type of company, that behavior, and how inclusive Dead by Daylight is. So I love that.
Absolutely. I mean, they put their community that enjoys the game at the forefront. Like, how many drag queens are you seeing, or drag artists do you see playing the game? I mean, they saw the community that exists and they embraced it and they ran with it and they put it on the face of their social media during Pride Month. I mean, every company puts like a rainbow logo, but not everyone recruits people that are playing the game that are visibly queer and like makes a celebration out of it.
What I loved about it, dear, is that it was not lip service. A lot of these companies are lip service. They'll put out a shirt. The benefits don't go to charities. The benefits, they pocket those, whatever they make off of, the t-shirt that decided to put a flag on or whatever it may be, where DBD put us on there with literally no expectations. They wanted to be diverse and inclusive, and that was that. And that just spoke miles to me.
Yes.
And not just seeing something that is using us as a prop or a tool for June. It's like actually supporting those content creators. That's what I love about behavior, is that they, I mean, as even a non-partnered individual, I still feel supported within their platform. So I love that.
Beautiful.
On that. Oh, you go, Eve.
Oh, you can go. I'll say it afterwards.
Are you sure?
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, on that same point, like behavior literally had our backs. Like one of my favorite things to do is like to go fight trolls, but like in a subtle way. Whenever like an official thing, whenever I like have a little partnership or something, I love to like fight the people that like try to come for me. And behavior literally had our backs. Like people were reading us to filth on Twitter and on Instagram, and literally Dead by Daylight was like, oh, that's a great way to get blocked, and then they respond like, oh my gosh, this account blocked me. Like Dead by Daylight, they were literally blocking people for commenting on our appearance in negative ways or making assumptions. And also these codes that we're giving out right now, they were provided by behavior for this. This isn't like we didn't go and buy them or acquire them in other ways. Behavior was like, oh, you're having a drag queen panel at Stream Queens Con. Well, here are some codes to support it. Like they made it happen because they believe in us and they support us and they embrace us.
And actually, if I may just interject, we actually, speaking of the codes, I will be posting, I forgot to mention this, the holiday fruitcake charms. I will be posting those codes in chat periodically. They are 10 uses each. I'm about to post the first code. These are for all platform. So have at it. Yes. There you go. It's right there.
And it looks like our first giveaway is done too. So congrats to the winner. I don't have eyes on the chat, but congratulations, winner. We love you.
Yes, thank you so much.
I think it was Pink Frost.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Oh yeah, Pink Frost.
Hey.
I will be DMing every winner their code and such.
I think we're actually taking care of it right now.
Oh, you are.
I believe I have word that it is being taken care of right now. So can you believe?
Oh, beautiful. Okay.
Oh, Eve. Eve wanted to say something.
I actually forgot. So
I knew you should have gone. I knew it.
Box, do you have anything you would like to add to the question, or do you want me to repeat it?
Oh, for the representation?
Yeah.
I don't know. I've always felt pretty included. However, I'm not the person to speak on some representations because I am newly out from what I've heard from other people. I don't know, like get some characters that straight up look like they're part of the LGBT community. I know people are a lot of lesbians I was speaking to saying that they would really love a more flannel, hair's all crazy cut, and I think they were even like, I don't know, we just want like straight up like an actual looking person, like what everybody said.
Yeah,
like we just want to actually have people in the game representing us and straight up saying that that's us, we're part, that they're LGBT. And yeah, I kind of just agree with everybody.
I did remember
speaking of flannel.
Speaking of flannel. But I feel like, especially with behavior, we can definitely be critical on some of the things that they have put forward. And one of those being, you know, some of the imagery they put forward for characters such as Bubba, with some of their cosmetics that we can definitely be critical on and speak up on it. Like, you know, Bubba being in blackface and Bubba's new cosmetic, which a lot of people have seen as a very transphobic imagery. So I do definitely think where they do well in so many situations, there's still room for them to grow and still room for us to, you know, have a conversation with them and open them up and be like, hey, you know, we get it, but this isn't it.
And I think on that point is that being queer or in the spectrum does not mean that it's your only identity. A lot of the panels that have been presented in Stream Queen Con, you realize that being a part of one minority and then also additional minorities increases complexity. Is that your gender identity, your sexuality is not just singular. And so I think being able to still advocate, and I believe that they're responsive to those issues. As queer people, we should still advocate for everyone within our spectrum, regardless of gender identity, race, culture, anything like that.
Beautiful.
I want to add one thing
Yeah.
really quick. So Eve mentioned the Bubba skins and how they are problematic, and I agree. I think I love horror media, so I love to be provoked. I love like thought-provoking imagery and themes, and I just love horror. Like I really do. And so I understand that the cannibal Leatherface Bubba, I understand that he kills his victims and he like uses their bodies as clothing and stuff, but like in the movie it's like you know that he's the villain. But when you're able to play as him and you can put blackface on yourself, then it's almost like the hero when you're playing as him, and I feel like that shouldn't be defended or allowed. It's like it's different to me when it's removed and like it's the villain, so make him as awful as possible. But when you're able to play as that and put those cosmetics on, it's different.
Yeah, you're
and
actively choosing.
It's not offensive in a horror aspect. It's offensive in a social aspect.
I believe the lead community manager even commented about how they'll look into it because they didn't think of that before when making it. So that's really cool. Yeah, Not Queen was saying that she was like, yeah, no, that's a really good point. We'll look into that. I remember her.
Yeah, I think, I mean, their intentions, like, they just didn't have enough perceptions, I guess, in the design room when they were developing that for someone to speak up. So maybe a person of color, like, hey, some racist person might, you know, do this and equip this face to be racist. Because usually when people do equip the face, their username aligns with something that is racist. And I loved when Milady Confetti, and I believe it was the Sisters of the Fog.
Love her, love them.
Panel. She spoke on this, and Not Queen was in there, who is the community manager, and she really, you know, she spoke up about it and the changes, you know, that she's going to bring it up, and hopefully there will be changes towards it. But originally, like, it didn't come out of a place of racism, but they just lacked the awareness of that perception upon release. And so I think having more, you know, diversity within the team could really help them down the road when they're releasing things, to really avoid these type of perceptions.
That's actually very interesting, especially since I really find that cosmetic, exactly as you all agree, I find it very distasteful in a way, especially when used in the act of very obvious racism. Well, before we move on, I would like to start up a second giveaway for the Dead by Daylight base game, as well as the DLC for Binding of Kin. Remember, !DBD in the chat. You have about 4 more chances to win this game, so let's see who wins.
Get those DBDs in! !DBD! Woo!
Yes.
And may the odds be ever in your favor.
If I'm seeing some questions in chat since I'm looking at it. For the holiday fruitcake charms, yes, the dashes are needed. And if the code runs out, please DM a moderator and have them DM me, as I am looking at my Discord, so I can post a new code for you all to unlock.
And also just a little tidbit on how to do it. You go into your game. It's not on Steam. It's not in some store somewhere outside of the game. You go into the Dead by Daylight game, go to store, redeem code in the upper right, and then you type all that stuff, including the dashes.
Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you so much, dear.
I've said it many times.
It's a really, really cute charm. It's very like festive. I really like it.
Looks delicious, scrumptious. Don't choke on it.
Like those jewelry that you are wearing. Delicious.
My eyes are definitely going to the jewelry.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, definitely. Nothing else. Definitely the
There's
jewelry.
a lot of jewelry that we are looking at today.
Jewelry.
The jewelry is front and center today.
Is that Swarovski? Like, I just wanted to know. Did you get that at
Swarovski. This is pure diamonds.
Oh, noted.
Diamonds
Alrighty.
from AliExpress.
Not that.
Well.
Alrighty. So we pretty much covered, actually, without even saying all the questions, we covered everything I had in the representation in the game.
Panel over.
So I'm just gonna
Good night, guys.
I'm gonna say
Bye.
the title of this next section, and I guess you all have a free for all. I'm kidding. So the next section of the panel is Into the Fog: Queer Content Creators. And the very first question I want to ask all of you lovely, lovely people is, what it draws you and other LGBTQIA people to play Dead by Daylight, and what is your appeal and what you think attracts the LGBT community to this game?
Oh gosh. I mean, for me, growing up, and this is just, talking about me and why, I find horror and horror games so attractive and what, appealed to me about Dead by Daylight. Growing up, I think because we're just so different and we don't have an understanding, at least I didn't have an understanding of, I've always known I was gay. I just, when you're that young, you don't know what gay is. You just know you're different. And so a lot of people, would pick on me for being who I was. And so I never took refuge with friends. I didn't really have friends growing up. So I would take refuge with horror films or games that would make me feel some, would give me any type of emotion. If it was, because I'm scared, because it's a scary game or whatever. That's where all of this, I guess, just sprouted. And so when I found Dead by Daylight and I was thinking of starting, streaming on Twitch a little over 3 years ago, I was looking for a specific game I didn't have to commit so much time in. And so I found Dead by Daylight. It's round after round. And what drew me to it was just all of the classic, iconic killers, Michael Myers, Freddy Krueger, the cannibal, and all that good stuff. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And then they just implement all these new killers that you recognize from different movies, like Ghostface from Scream, so on and so forth. So for me, what drew me to this game was just how, as a child and growing up, I would take refuge with my horror games and my horror movies. And that's why this game appealed to me so freaking much. Now, with just queer people in general, I don't know. I think they like going through the emotions. This game gives you quite a level of anxiety. It's a freaking roller coaster when you're playing this game. And there's just two amazing perspectives. You have the perspective of a survivor, you have the perspective of a killer. And so I don't know, it really does take you through the emotions, and you're being chased and picked on as a survivor. So it kind of really relates to at least me being a kid and being picked on or beat up or whatever it was.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm gonna jump off of that point. So like, as queer people, especially when you are overtly queer people, like I'm sure many of us here are in the panel, in the chat, like people pick up on that no matter how flamboyant or gender nonconforming you are, even if it's just a little bit, people pick up on it. And we can go through hell every day. We get bullied, we get people make comments on us, even in our Twitch streams as adults. People attack us for these qualities. And in a horror game, in horror media, we can especially in video games specifically, it's like you're put into that situation where it feels like all the odds are against you, and you are given, in Dead by Daylight, let me tell you, I die plenty. I lose almost every round, but there's that little there's that triumphant chance, and it feels good to like have all these horrible things thrown at you and then overcome them in like a celebrated kind of way. Like how much achievement do you feel, how accomplished do you feel when you're running out that gate and you're the last survivor and you can teabag the killer? Like it feels like sometimes you're not given that chance when you're bullied, and in a video game it's more controlled and there's no actual immediate danger, but you are given that chance to win, to really really win. And also I love Dead by Daylight because of the cosmetics. Like, I don't know if any of y'all grew up with Barbies, but I would be dressing up Barbies, styling their hair, like just giving them a different job every day. And in games like Dead by Daylight, Friday the 13th, like even Fortnite, like all these different games where you have different things to dress up as and put different costumes on, like it brings back that like you can express yourself through this separate object from yourself. Like as a child, I couldn't wear this, and I probably couldn't wear some of the costumes that are in Dead by Daylight, but I can live that fantasy by putting it on my digital character.
I think that's really important. You go, Eve.
Oh, sorry. No. I was gonna say, queerness has been in horror for so long. the person who created Scream as a character, like Ghostface in general, was a queer individual. So, you know, a lot of these iconic moments, queer individuals have been creating these iconic moments. And with me seeing a lot of the time, the final girl situation, a strong a strong woman just leading the charge and finishing this situation that is, people are dying, being murdered, all this stuff, but there's one person, one strong woman who is leading this charge, who is defeating this horror, this evil,
This
and
evil queen.
this evil
This
queen.
evil queen.
So just seeing that and having so much respect for like the strength of women, and the representation of women in such in iconic roles, like, Nev Campbell and Jamie Lee Curtis and Michael Myers and all that stuff. So definitely, seeing strong independent women leading charges and kicking ass.
Speaking my language.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think the game itself gives accessibility and control in a way that other games don't, especially as queer individuals. Those might be things that we lack. And so being able to not be in voice comms is that you can be in the middle of a match and you can have a certain amount of stress, but you can immediately exit the post game chat and not have to listen to anything. I know myself, particularly as a queer individual, I hate getting into certain like FPS matches, and maybe you make a mistake or you do something. You not only have the feeling of that mistake, but you have maybe 3, 4, 6 teammates dogpiling on top of you. I love being able to control your own adventure. And so, hey, I'm going to play with the people that I would like to play with. And also as a skill game, I would rank it more, of course, there's a skill cap, but it's more accessible, which I love as well. Is that maybe somebody that's a little bit, they don't like FPSs, they don't like MOBAs, they're not maybe an extreme horror shoot 'em up kind of game. You can grab your friends in, and it's for people that can just grab their own voice comms, be able to have their own experiences, do custom lobbies. I think as a queer individual, being able to control the kind of experience you have to a certain degree has an appeal, especially for us.
I love that it's like the only game that doesn't have forced or even encouraged in any way voice comms. It reminds me of Resident Evil Outbreak from like forever ago. I just love games that don't give you voice comms, because we get like told off just for sounding like how we sound.
Box, would you like to add anything?
Yeah, I was the main reason I really love DVD is because I love horror. I love the aspect. I love everything. And the best thing is there are no comms. There's nobody around there to belittle me or make me feel a certain way, going off of what Evie was saying and Dear was saying. If something goes wrong, no one's gonna yell at me. No one's gonna use my gender or my voice. Or I love playing with my friends, and they do have like a certain tone to their voice, and people pick on that, and it's not a good feeling. I can't be cursing everybody out in games that I play. I'm gonna get banned. So it's great that I can't get banned. I can control my surroundings. I like Evie said, I could just close the chat and leave. If I do spot some harassing thing, I love that we can just report them, and they usually do get taken care of because DBD takes it very seriously about harassment like that.
Definitely.
It's a game about murder, but you better not yell at each other.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, unless you're friends and you know.
And also too, like with COVID and all that stuff happening, a lot of individuals have come to Twitch to watch content creators, and a lot of people, their favorite games are, DVD horror games. And because there's such an inkling from queer individuals with horror, and especially DVD, what we're talking about today, it's building communities. And a lot of people can go and watch DVD, which is one of their favorite games, as a queer individual, and see a drag queen on there, or a drag king, or a trans individual on their screen, and they're like, oh my god, you know what, I'm going to hang out here. And it creates this community. So it essentially just boosts the essence of community and value.
I'm
it's
actually
very tight knit.
Yes, and Eve, actually, I'm glad that you brought up community, because the next question I want to ask is, as LGBT content creators, do you feel like you have to work harder to receive the same recognition as someone who is non-LGBT identifying in order to receive the same level of like recognition and stuff like that?
Absolutely. I mean, I think so. And you're talking like within, growing your stream in your community.
Yeah.
Like, so yeah. And what I have to say about that, I mean, I think the majority of the population is not gay. So they're going to identify with someone who is not gay or just LGBTQIA2 plus in general. So for us being such a small community here, it really, we have to go above and beyond to really find other people that could relate to us or identify themselves within our community to really grow. Where someone who might be cis male and white won't really have as much of an issue. That's just my thoughts on it.
Mm-hmm.
I think we're
Anybody?
expected to play better. I think that we have to be more talented. We have to be better at the game. We have to be top tier because we're in a little bit of an uphill battle. Someone can be less entertaining or more mediocre because they're less controversial. And I think that for us, it makes us have to try a little bit harder in our skill, in our presentation, in the way we conduct ourselves. I think we have less grace when it comes to certain aspects of playing video games or interacting with other people that maybe people that are in the majority don't have to worry about so much.
Mm-hmm.
I had somebody in game chat tell me that because of the way I played that game, I made the LGBTQIA plus community look bad.
Oh no.
Come
And I was
on.
like, I can't believe that my personal gameplay made an entire community look bad. Also, comments like, wow, you're really good at gunslinger for a gay guy. That right there is just kind of like,
Come on.
Mhm.
that
I'm good at
what is
gunslinger,
my
period.
yeah, like that's it, like point blank period. Like
Yeah.
I will say, like, we it's sort of like, no, I lost it. It's gone.
Oh,
I've been there.
I thought I had something. No, it's gone.
It's funny how piggybacking off what Evie said, how we do have to work harder and how that translates to not just within Twitch, but also in real life. Just being a minority, you have to work twice as hard to be treated with half the respect of another individual. And I feel like that really resonates here, with at least within the Dead by Daylight community. You have to behave a lot better than other people, because if you're behaving in a toxic manner that maybe a CIS white male is behaving playing Dead by Daylight, you're going to be extremely toxic. But it's okay for the white CIS male to do that. Like, it won't be that severe. And so, and I've experienced that too. It's like, this is all I did, but this person's doing this much, but because I happen to be gay or in drag, it's
almost worse.
amplified.
Yeah.
Extreme. It's an extreme.
That reminds me. That reminds me of what I was gonna say. I was gonna say.
Love that.
Thank you, Elix. You're so inspiring. It reminds me that whenever, like, I've been Elix has also been reposted by like Twitch and Dead by Daylight and stuff like that, and people always, like, no matter what we're doing, if we're the funniest person, if we're the loudest person, quietest person, whatever is happening, skillful, not skillful gameplay, it's just like, you're doing that for attention. And it's like, well, duh. I mean, anyone streaming, whether they're on cam, in makeup, out of makeup, no matter what, if you're putting your project out there into the world, you're doing it for some sort of attention. You want recognition, you want to be seen, you want to be appreciated for what you're creating. But, like, because we're in drag or we're queer people, like, we are the ones that are doing it for attention, but not Ninja. Not whoever. Like,
Yeah.
it's a little ridiculous.
It takes us 2 hours to press the live button.
Yeah, of course
Yeah.
we're doing it for attention.
Like other streamers don't
But
have
so
that
is
same
everyone
issue.
else.
Right.
Box, do you have anything you would like to add or say?
I don't know. I feel like I don't have that like issue that you guys have, because I mean, my only issue is that I'm a woman and I just get called annoying, and the only reason that I am like on my platform is because that I'm a girl. It's all I've got. It's belittling that way that I'm not a man.
Just as ridiculous.
Mm.
It's
Yeah.
not fair. It's
Yeah.
like it's like we can't do anything to win
Mhm.
except be better than them and get them on that hook, honey.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's how I can relate to women streamers, that they see a lot of this too. The same shit that we see, a lot of women streamers also see
100%.
it. It's
Yeah.
so disgusting.
Anything
Mhm.
below the cis man is a target,
Mhm.
basically,
Yeah.
Yes.
and it sucks.
Beautiful. Okay, I think we have drawn the winner of our last giveaway.
Ooh.
Congratulations to
Love
whoever
that.
won. We will
Yes, congratulations.
Congrats.
we will
Get them.
start our third giveaway. Remember, exclamation point DBD in the chat to be entered to win a copy of the base game of Dead by Daylight, as well as the newest DLC, A Binding of Kin, which is honestly one of my favorite ones.
Elodie,
So good.
beautiful,
Yes.
stunning, and her
Love
perks
it.
are good.
Not as
Mhm.
pretty as the twins,
100%.
though. I mean, the twins.
Charlotte and
The
Victor,
price
they're
of one,
hot.
honey.
Mm.
You know I love a BOGO.
Oh, and honestly, with that, we're going to transition into our gameplay talk kind of section of the panel. So I'm gonna kind of like, we're gonna go individually. So I will call you out.
This
just
is
so
a
we
call
can
out
get some-
post.
This is 100% a call out post. You will be receiving a twit longer in your DMs later
Oh,
Just
today.
at me. Just
Um,
at me.
Ready for intervention for so long.
Finally, it's Evie's time.
Thank you.
So the first question I would like to ask of all of you is, when it comes to gameplay, what are some general tips for beginners that you would give? Of, they just picked up the game on like a free weekend and they're trying to play, have fun. How would you what would you tell them so they can survive that weekend and maybe purchase the game? We'll start with Deer. Oh, we're gonna start with Deer. Don't worry. Okay.
Okay. I would say the best advice is expect not to win.
That's a good one.
It is, even like if you've played it 100 times or once, like one wrong step and it could ruin the whole match. It could.
Snowballs.
But yeah, it snowballs, like literally just like boom, 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 boom to blow up that gen. Hit the wrong totem and haunted ground is active, and then like everyone's on a hook and it's just downhill from there. But what's really beautiful about the game is that no match, unless someone is trolling someone else, like if someone is refusing to do gens or refusing to, if someone is ruining the game on purpose, the matches are like 20 minutes long. Like if you're losing one, just queue up another match.
Mhm.
It's just it keeps going, and Elix touched upon it. Like, it's just got so much good turnaround. Like, it's my number one favorite game to play casually, because you don't have to commit to too much. It's just like, play the game for 20 minutes, talk to the chat, play for 20 minutes, grab a drink, talk to the chat. It's just a really good game to fall in and out of, and you can pick it up and drop it anytime, because not that much changes, even when your rank resets.
Beautiful. Ividius, I know you were excited. Let's go.
I'm sorry. Don't mind me. It's always jump on the gun. But I would say, usually I say tongue in cheek, is that if someone, I say, do you play Survivor or do you play Killer? If you're Survivor, do gens, don't die. If you're a Killer, don't let them do gens and murder them all. It's pretty simple. But I would say, as far as starting out the first time, just focus on not having to be perfect the first. Like, just enjoy the game, find a buddy. DBG, my main criticism is they don't do a great job of explaining all the nuances of, like, I thought that exposed meant for the first, I don't think, week that I played that they could see me.
Yeah,
they
that's
don't
what
do
it
a great
seems
job
like.
of like letting you know. So those sort of things is find a buddy, find a streamer, watch a couple rounds if you want to play Survivor or Killer, and then go from there.
Perfect. Elix?
I would say, if you just picked up the game, you're brand new to Dead by Daylight, play a few rounds of Survivor and play a few rounds of Killer, because when I started, I was a Survivor main, and I had no idea I was leaving skid marks where I ran. Everywhere there was red skid marks. Like, I
Skid
had
marks.
no freaking clue. And so I always tell people, play 3 games of Survivor, play 3 games of Killer. You might love Survivor, but then the moment you experience Killer or vice versa, that might be your main. But now you also have the perception of both roles, and you know what to expect as a Survivor from Killer. You know what to expect from the Survivor, or vice versa, the other way around.
Yeah.
And also read the perks. Like, go around reading some perks. You know, what's going to keep me alive. I always tell people, focus on what's going to keep you alive. I hate self-care. Hate self-care with a burning passion. If someone in my team brings self-care, they're pretty much throwing the game. And so I always tell people, equip that perk, just, you know, because you want to stay alive the longest, so you can really experience the game and see how far you can get in the game. So that way, you know what to do, or experience something that's going to help you really develop into a more skillful player.
Perfect. Eve?
I was actually going to say what Elix said. Don't pick your main. Try both, because perspective is key. Because as Killer, if you play Killer, you can see like what the survivors are doing. You can see what vaulting feels like, what the hit register is like, everything. You can interact with all these different things. And then once you go to Survivor, you know the perspective of Killer. So if you know that that Killer is a certain distance from you, if you do that vault, they can hit you through that vault. Or if you want to try to loop, you can attempt that, because you've seen that perspective of Killer. You've seen their lunge, you've seen their, with how the range attack works. Also, don't stick with one perk slot. Like, you have 4 perks, and there are so many perks on this game. There's so many perks. Like, I personally, I run usually a locker perks. Like, so I do like head on, quick and quiet, inner strength, and then I just throw the other one, whatever it is, whatever I want. But have fun, play around, see what fits for you. If you're not good with lockers or running the Killer, focus on healing or doing generators. There's so many different things that you can do within that game. That's just like, that's not like do Jenny's, run from Killer, leave. You can, there's so much.
Yeah. Box?
Hi. For Survivor, whenever anybody asks me, I always tell them, your camera. You got to use your camera. You can look around everywhere. It's your advantage over the Killer. Like, you can look at the corner without actually showing yourself. You can hide behind things, and you can get a lot of knowledge. Or if you're on a generator, don't just stare at the gen. Maybe look to your left or your right.
That gives me so
look
much
for
anxiety.
An escape route. What?
new Killer, new survivors who don't look at, like, during chases, don't look behind them. I'm like, look behind you.
look at the Killer. Make the eye contact. See what the Killer's gonna do in order to make your move. And then for Killer, I always tell them map awareness is amazing. Try and figure out what paths survivors are going to take, what corners they'll be in. Like, if you're in a certain corner, why not go to the other side of the map? Generators, totem, like, awareness is everything.
Yeah.
Knowing where pallets are. It's same with Survivor, but it's very important for Killer to know how to cut a survivor off and all that. And also reading and reading. I what you got. Read. Read the perks, read the little tutorial pop-ups and the loading screen. They're actually
reading
a little
is
helpful.
what? Fundamental.
Love that.
But also too, like, going off of what Box said, like, for Killer anyway, you have a lot of control of that game. And with your presence on the map, I like, in my stream, I talk about it a lot, is forcing what we call a 3-gen, which is basically controlling where the Jennies are placed. So I can control where Jennies are on one side of the map, so that when it comes down to the final, like, 2, 3, 1 generator, whatever it is, they're all over on one side. So it's easier for me to patrol that area, and it's harder for survivors to work on generators.
Love a 3-gen.
Yes.
Oh.
Can't stand it.
As a Killer, I love it.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
As a Survivor, I hate it, and I will
for
not.
sure.
I will not allow it.
Okay. So we're gonna go into a quick Q&A portion But before we do that, we are going to do one. We believe we've done 2 or 3 giveaways already. We're going to do another giveaway of A Binding of Kin and the base game of Dead by Daylight.
Yes.
So remember exclamation point DBD in the chat. I am going to also throw in a code for the fruitcake charms.
And the fruitcake charm is just for Fog Whisperers. It's exclusive, so you can only get it here or in a Fog Whisperers chat. So
exactly, and
take the chance.
It's also limited time exclusive, so don't just sit on it.
Super exclusive. We love exclusivity. We love to stand out.
Yes, we do.
I'm gonna take it back.
Okay. So these questions were fueled both by the Twitch chat and the Google Forms that was sent out. So the first question that I would like to ask, and this one is for everyone. If you could add a new chapter, what survivor, killers, and map would it include?
Oh, I gotta take this one.
Go.
Brenda from Scary Movie. How iconic would it be? And I don't know, the killer could be the skeleton. I don't know what it would be. But just Brenda, I forget who owns the rights. I think it's Dimension Films or the Wayans brothers wrote it. You know, where are the Wayans brothers at? Give us Brenda. Give us I think Regina something or other. Her name is Regina that played her, but like she could come do voices like Ash did. Like, give us Brenda.
Yes.
I want her box braids just blowing in the wind, and she's just like the hottest bitch you've ever seen. She's perfect. Maybe
I need
punch
to
the
say,
killer.
Yes. I'm sorry, Joe. Were you done?
Oh no, and I'm just rambling because I love Scary Movie.
And I've said this since like I started playing Dead by Daylight, October of 2017. I would die if they made an alien chapter where you have the queen alien as the killer and you have Sigourney Weaver's Ripley as the survivor. And so the queen goes around and the map would be a spaceship map. And the queen goes around and lays eggs. And so those eggs, open up and then the face huggers start crawling around. And I don't know, they could have a function like the
Victor has.
The bear trap, the pig trap. That would be so amazing. If they can't get the rights from like the actual movie with Ripley being the survivor, I mean, get it from Alien Isolation. I would love Ripley's daughter.
Yes.
Spoiler alert. Ripley's daughter to be the survivor. But yeah, I'm super passionate about. I'm a huge fan of the franchise. To see that in DVD, it's an iconic film with iconic roles. The gays would die for it because it has a woman in power throughout the entire, literally every single sequel and prequel. Love.
I'm going off of Elix. I love that. I was talking about it, and not only would it be cool to have a different like environment such as space, but introducing a xenomorph as a killer, that is introducing a new movement into the game. And that right there can bring in like the entity as a killer, because the entity is like a spider-like creature. So that brings in different movements and a different type of killer. Imagine you doing a generator and then all of a sudden like drool is dropping down from you because a xenomorph is like right above you. It would bring so much to this game.
Yeah.
A more final answer.
I prefer to have something that's a little bit more. My favorite horrors are like supernatural. And so I absolutely adore the Conjuring series. As far as the nuances and those sort of things, I'm not 100% sure, but be able to take some of that traditional horror around some kind of certain religious type of items and then really inject those into the game. I think that would be so freaking cool. Can you imagine like a survivor being possessed? I think that would be so wicked.
Whoa.
Of like,
that is so
or to pretend
genius.
to be possessed to attack your survivor friend. Oh, I was possessed. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to put your anger.
I didn't sandbag you. It was the demon.
Box.
Oh, I've always wanted like another video game crossover before they involved Silent Hill, and before that I wanted like a cowboy who actually had like a lasso or something and to have like a western area, so they ended up bringing that in. But I always wanted like Resident Evil or
Oh yes.
I don't know, like they had Silent Hill, like they're already bringing all the stuff that I want into the game. My more obscure killer would be like Beetlejuice, and you'd
Ooh.
have like Winona Ryder as a survivor. So that was like
Ooh.
my most obscure one that makes no sense.
We have
Really cool in the
sandworms
Oh my
coming
gosh.
through and blocking generators. I love
Mhm.
it. I
That'd be
love
so
He
all
fun.
of it.
shrinks your head. He puts that
Yeah.
dust over your head and it shrinks. Love that for us.
You have to wait in line to go and meet your counselor in the afterlife.
Oh
Like,
no.
that's
that's that version of the entity. Like you just have to wait in a waiting room.
Mhm.
Yeah. We have one. I have another question here, and this one is specific to Box Ghost.
Oh.
The question is, if they ever add a killer or survivor related to dogs, could we see Box Ghost's puppy Lola cosplay as the dog?
Oh.
Why not? Sure. Yeah, that would be amazing. My dog Lola. She's a big girl. I don't know. Sure. Yeah, cosplay's fun for the dog. Sure.
Don't some people call the Demogorgon like
Puppy dog.
yeah,
They
a
do
puppy
call him
dog?
puppy.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So
That's one name. That's one name.
Oh.
Okay. So this question comes from I'm not gonna pretend like I know how to pronounce that. So this question is, what are your thoughts on maybe having an LGBTQIA plus killer in the game, and would that fit a positive or negative narrative in your opinion?
I know my opinion on this is not as popular as others, but what I do worry about is having a explicitly queer character and having them um, being memeified or gifified or whatever the fied that they are. Is that I would hate to see something that is so positive contorted. I don't think that's a rational excuse to not include them, but I think that that is something that in the back of my mind I worry about, and I wonder if the developers do too, like having a drag queen killer or having a explicitly uh, flamboyant or stereotypical type of thing with a
Mhm.
survivor. Also, that gets another conversation of like sometimes stereotypes can be harmful
Yeah.
to certain members of the community. So that is kind of like the back of my mind, is that I would hate to see something that was supposed to be inclusive used for ill purposes.
Mhm.
To piggyback off of that, Evie, I think it would really, if something like that were to happen where an LGBTQIA2 plus killer was created, it would, I think, align with the response the LGBTQIA2 plus community had in the early 90s with a lot of gay representation, even into the early 2000s, how negative it was, how just, the stigma, like in the ending, someone dies, or, or if we remember in Silence of the Lambs, how the gay community responded to that the serial killer, how it was perceived through the movie, and that all the negative connotations from just Hollywood. I think if they were to release that first, it would be kind of scandalous, and it would be super, it would come to a super negative reaction. I think if they started like with a survivor that was, I don't know, trans or non-binary, they would receive the release of a killer that happens to be LGBTQIA2 plus with more of a positive reaction,
I think they
especially
have
for
a
people in the community.
Mhm.
I think they have a wonderful ability with the archives, is that we're constantly involving, backstories. And it's like there is a wonderful opportunity from the development company to just make something within that context that is not, rainbows and all these things, that it's a huge event of like just making it incorporated into an existing story could
Yeah.
be could just so wonderful. I think that that's a great opportunity they could take.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I think that to Elix's point, it can be sometimes touchy because we already get villainized
Mhm.
in all
Mhm.
media. Like for every, especially to your point, like 90s and pre that in film, it's like the villain is like overtly gay or gender nonconforming, and that's what makes them villainous. So like it would have to be done in a way that is including us, like in a way that doesn't insult us, basically, as a community. Like,
Mhm.
it has to be positive, even though, like, if it's a survivor and you can play as them and everyone tunnels that character when they see them, like, at least we can die with dignity within the game. Like, I'm playing as the gay character, period.
Eve, Box, would you like to add anything? Any thoughts,
I
comments,
guess
concerns?
I would be okay with it if their sexuality wasn't part of the reason why they are a killer. Um, a lot of the times, I think storytelling can create a narrative where, like, this person is a killer because of this. If they just, release a killer who is part of our community, without being like the main focus of it, can definitely, be more seen more positively than anything.
Yeah, a gay, like it's not a gay person. It's just a person who happens to be
Yeah.
gay. And that's
Yeah.
a very small part of who they are. And I think actually, you know what, I might be even changing my mind. Like I would be for it, but you have to be very careful with the lore of the character. Explain, who they were, like the beautiful job they did with most killers. And I say that because Hag had like a 1-paragraph storyline more before they released her in the tomes with additional stuff that just did online. But anyway, like who was this person beforehand? What did they do? Circling back to the Latinx and Hispanic panel where I spoke about the beautiful thing they did with Jane Romero. She happens to be Hispanic, but that's not what it revolves around. It revolves around, she was a talk show host. She was like Oprah, and she was successful. She literally built herself up and then happened to die like Jane Mansfield in a car accident, or allegedly. And now she is, in purgatory somewhere. If they were to deliver it that way or execute it that way, I think it would have a very positive response from the community.
And hopefully they actually like get feedback from actual drag people, like before actually releasing it, like not like PTB, but I don't know, like I would like if they get actual people who do drag or something. Like it would be nice because they would have really good context and a better understanding. I don't know if anyone at Behavior does, but there's so many people who do drag and there's different things. And also it'd have to be really fun. The music, all the customization they could do. It would be amazing. I would like it, but I agree, like it's a very, very touchy thing that they have to do. Like
well, like it's one thing to remember is like being a drag queen is not an identity. Like that is like being a drag artist is something you do. It's not necessarily completely descriptive of who you are. Like I have
it's like any
hobby.
Art.
Yeah, it's like it's
expression. It's a part of you, but it's not who you are. It's what you do.
Right.
And on that note, we are a little bit over time, so we are just going to wrap it up here really quick. We'll run through our introductions, tell us everybody where they can find you, and what social media they can find you on, streaming schedule, and whatever you would like to plug at the time of your announcements. My name is Miss Diana Hole. You can find me at twitch.tv/Miss Diana Hole. You can find me as well on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok at Miss Diana Hole. And I'm going to be in the Stream Queens Drag Show.
Woo! Coming up next, bitch.
Up next. Okay, let's start with Dear.
Hey, y'all. I'm Dear. I'm the founder of Team Stream Queens. My name is Dear Let's Play What You Fear. You can find me at twitch.tv/Dear or on other social media at Dear, DEAR, DEERE, Dear. Thank you so much for coming to Stream Queens Con. It's been so amazing. It's not over yet. We're going to have the Stream Queens Con drag show coming up next. But I just wanted to quickly say thank you so much, Diana. Thank you so much, anyone that planned a panel, planned any content, submitted content. This has been the most amazing experience, and I'm only saying this because this is the last panel and it's my last chance. So just thank you so much, everyone that contributed and was a part of it, and especially planning, like Doladar, Opa Milk, Chalora, Chad, but like really just anyone, every single person that had hands on making this happen, because this was a lot of work. You can tell that so many different lives and people came together to make this happen, and I'm just so excited that it came together and it happened. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for having us. Yeah, Evidius, would you like to plug yourself?
Sure. My name is Evidius. You can find me at twitch.tv/Evidius515. It's not only my IQ, but also my credit score. So I really could use your tier 1 sub. So come over on Tuesdays and Saturdays. We play a lot of Killer, a lot of Survivor, and we love to play and get to know one another. So feel free to.
Beautiful. Box Ghost?
My name's Box Ghost. All my social media is Box Ghost with a Z at the end. This is my very first panel. Everybody here was so kind and helpful. It was just nice getting to know them and meeting new people, and it's been a great time for me. Thank you, Diana, for finding. I don't know how you found me. I don't even know how you guys know I exist. It's an honor, really.
You're an icon.
Yeah, thank you.
Honestly,
icon legend.
Oh, thank you. But
we have to stand.
It's fun. Yeah, I play DBD every morning from Tuesday to Saturday. I'm a morning gamer, so anybody out there who wants to learn or hear me screaming in the AM, I'm there on Twitch.
Yes.
Beautiful. Eve?
Hello, my name is Evil Queen, and I'm the baddest bitch on Twitch. You can find me at Evil Queen across all social medias. My streaming schedule is Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Sunday from 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time until whenever the fuck I want, because I'm an adult. And thank you all so much for having me involved. I really appreciate it. And yeah, thank you so much for giving me this platform. I enjoy it so much. Thank you.
Thank you. Elix?
Oh, hey everyone, I'm Elix. You can find me at twitch.tv/Elix. I'm also extremely active on Twitter under the handle Elix_9. And if you want to follow me on TikTok to see highlights of my stream, because you don't have time to watch my stream, you can just go to TikTok and my handle is ElixTTV. And follow me on Instagram because I neglect Instagram and I really need to stop. I'm Elix9, Elix9 on there. And follow Stream Queens. Queens, this channel right here. This was an amazing convention that, everyone got together. Literally blood, sweat, and tears were put into all of this, a lot of hours. So thank you, everyone that came together and, really supported us through this.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful.
I also want to say thank you so much, Behavior, for making Dead by Daylight. That's why we're all here. And thank you so much for providing the codes that we gave out. Like, they made the giveaway possible and they made this panel possible. So thank you so much.
And being so inclusive and diverse. Love you. Thank you.
Yes, thank you to Behavior for not only providing us the codes and everything that Jir just said. I'm going to end up repeating it, but also for all the momagers, Doladar, Opa Milk, Hey Shadow, and all the in-mod chats. Thank you so much for everything that you've done, spending these last 4 days of your valuable time moderating the chat and making sure this con runs smoothly. So I wanted to say thank you to them before we signed off.
Queen.
So thank you all so much. Please stick around for our Stream Queens Digital Jack show featuring members of Team Stream Queens.
Streamqueens.net, y'all. Follow everybody.
Period. We will see you all later. Have a great